What is going on, everyone? I did it again. If you didn't get notified, well, that's because I did not change PM to AM. So I hope quite a few you caught that I was going to go live at 11:30 AM and not PM, for the simple fact that if I was to go live at 11:30 PM, it would be dark as hell. Anyways, hope everyone had a good weekend. I don't even think I went live last week. I'm in a different parking spot than I normally park at. I'm still right up against the tracks, but I am in a different spot. I'm not going to be able to see if a train is coming from a distance. So that means I have to be more vigilant than ever, which means I'll be looking this way and I'll be looking that way. So I don't know if the health department, which is the area that I park at, is having some type of convention or what. But literally every parking spot was taken down there, and the only empty spots would only left, I kid you not, this much room between me and the vehicle beside me. And the last thing I need is people to beat up against my doors. So I was like, let me come down to this section down here that there is quite a bit of free spots. So let's see, who do we got in the chat? We got the one, the only, the hot dog pilot, Andy, saying hi to the Colonel Cottonbelt. For those who don't know, that would be me. And then we got Brad with Willow Creek Industrial Spur. Brad has been putting a lot, and I mean a lot, of good pictures towards the next episode of Rail Yard Tagging, episode number 5. I'm hoping to have it out this Friday. I've got not one but 2 slideshows in it. And one of the slideshows is something that I've been trying to get accomplished for a while now. And just life has just kept me so busy. So, but I didn't want to half-ass it either. So, Colin Wykes, what is going on, dude? Do I always have lunch at 12:30 a.m.? You mean 12:30 p.m.? And that would be Martin Searsma. No, I can take my lunch whenever. I just normally like to take it at 11 a.m. Central or noon Eastern, and that's because that's literally the middle of my day. And if I try to take lunch at noon here in this town, which the roads they don't let a lot of traffic through, traffic gets crazy, and it just takes like 15 minutes just to drive 10 blocks because there's so much traffic. Because they need to take the main highway and widen it 5 lanes all the way through town and not 3 lanes. So, yes, I know YouTube said 12:30 a.m. and that was because this idiot here sitting in this chair that you're looking at with the shades on forgot to change 11:30 p.m. Central Time to 11:30 a.m. Central. So that's why YouTube said 12:30 a.m. I am not going live at no 12:30 a.m. Y'all should know that. All right, let me do this. And let's see. Let's enable that. There we go. All right. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to be a lot more vigilant today because of where I'm sitting at. I'm a little bit further down in the middle of the bend, so I can't see any signals. I cannot see a headlight from a distance. I'm probably not going to know a train is coming until I start seeing the grade crossing right here start flashing. So, I can tell you there is a Union Pacific employee working inside the grade crossing cabinet or hut shanty, whatever you want to call it. Not exactly sure what he's doing, but he's standing with his orange vest on, so right on the other side of the railroad crossing. But how was everyone's weekend? Mine was kind of busy. Last week was real busy, and there's actually two guys, and I did not have an opportunity to go live last week. I don't even know if I have an opportunity to go live the rest of this week. Last week we were busy doing, I was busy doing stuff at some of the other branches. Now I did hop on Steve Childers' live stream last Friday because he was giving away a flat that was from the Cascade Lumber and Milling Company, but for his layout, it's going to be called TF Lumber Supply. So, hey, we got the first channel member in the house. We got the Kerley Express, also known as Dwight. Oh, they're over here testing this grade crossing. I heard some dinging going on. I was like, got train coming? No, they're just doing testing. So, but yes, rail yard tagging. I'm hoping to have that out Friday. For those that are in the Facebook group, I did put a post up there, something that y'all do need to read. If you're not in the Facebook group, I encourage you to go join the Facebook group. Yeah, false alarm, literally, absolutely, yeah. Like I said, there's a couple of guys over here. They're working on the tracks. I could try. I don't know if y'all be able to see them or not. So let's see what happens. All right, I'm gonna take it off a little bit. And let's see. Can you see them? Yeah, you can kind of see them. They're over there in the orange. So, all right. Let's go ahead and mount that back up so that way everybody's not getting all seasick. All right, there we go. Dwight, I can't zoom. There is no zoom in option. Not when you're using StreamYard. There is no zoom in. I could do this all day long, and there is no zoom in. Now, if I had my laptop here and I was using OBS, I'd be able to zoom in for you. But I don't have that. So, and I'm not going to carry a laptop that's personal and leave it in my truck all day long. I'm just not doing that. Hey, Kyle Stevens, what is going on, buddy? You thought you did it once? Now, did you do it through StreamYard or did you go live directly into YouTube? There is a difference there. I don't like going live directly into YouTube. I like using StreamYard. So that could be a question. But yeah, there is. I believe there is no way to zoom in. Like I'm doing this right now on the screen and nothing's happening. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't zoom. Keeping an eye on this storm. Yeah, y'all got another woolly booger coming to hit y'all. Kyle, I'll tell you, man, that last one, what was it? Francine? It literally, I know it came and hit y'all for a few days, and then it was like when it got up to my area, it stalled. It started raining on Thursday, and it did not stop raining until Tuesday because the system did not move at all. Dude, we got so much rain. I'm surprised I didn't get my truck stuck in the yard again. And my truck is so heavy that it just sinks. Been quite a bit of flooding in the UK. Yeah, I've heard the UK been getting a lot of rain. I don't see anything. But that doesn't mean nothing's coming. Yeah, they're working on the crossing gate. But you know how these I don't know, they're not signal men, but I don't know what their title is called. But yeah. Well, yeah, definitely, Kyle. You want to keep an eye on that storm. Hopefully, you don't get too much rain. Is it like it's tracked to go east of you though, right? Okay, so you didn't get anything from Francine, even though they say it's going to go east of us. I'm still worried it might swing them. And I knew Tim, the Model Railroad YouTube Encyclopedia, would come in and tell us exactly what they are. Signal maintainer. But they're not doing signals unless it's a crossing signal. So, but back to you, Kyle. The main thing is you want the track to go east of you. You might get a little bit of the rain on the west side, but you don't get near as much. It's just not as, you're getting that back, that whip around, and it's like not near as strong as being on the east side. That's like where the tornadoes and whatnot spin up and hit out. But yeah, I mean, we were on the west side of the eye, but it just stalled. So it just kept rotating and rotating and rotating, and it just never moved. And so it's just constantly dumping rain, constantly. Didn't get a lot of wind. It was just a lot of rain. So now I will say I have seen the signal, as what Tim says, the signal maintainers um, working on a grade crossing and a train goes by. So I know because they're working on the grade crossing does not necessarily mean that if a train won't go by, because it will. But it looks like what they're doing is inspection. They do try to inspect and make sure that all the electronics inside of the gate mechanism is working properly. So make sure there's enough grease for the gears that drops the gate. So that I do know because I have seen them. I mean, the day that I got the signal bell, a train went by. So, and he had that bell off and a new bell on by the time the train went by. And if you don't believe me, you can go back to one of my previous lunchtime railfanning, and you'll know that title differently because it says, I got a bell. Yeah, the maintainer protects the crossing so the train can go through at track speed. So yeah. So Kyle's saying we're currently nowhere near the track, way further east of us. I'm just worried that it'll do another Sally and the track keeps west of us. Hopefully the high pressure over you stays. Um, well, I'll tell you this, Francine took a more east path than what was projected because originally it was projected to go over like um what is it, St. Charles? I can't remember. It's over towards Lafayette. It was supposed to go that way and it ended up going over Oma into New Orleans. And so the track went a whole lot east, than what they originally projected. And Tim is saying we weren't supposed to get any rain for a week, and now 4 days of rain now. Yeah, I mean anytime you get 4+ days in a row of rain, it's a lot because the ground is so saturated that it just can't hold anything. So everything now turns into runoff which turns into flash flooding. So, but yeah, I don't know if we'll catch a train today or not. I have not heard a lot of action this morning in my office. Yesterday there was a lot of action, but I have not heard anything or this morning. And then the other day that I was out here for about 30 minutes, I actually ended up catching a train that did not have its ditch lights on. It had its headlight on, but not its ditch lights. And I posted that on my members only page. So I know Dwight got to see it. Scott, how is it going, buddy? Can I share YouTube train that not my train video through StreamYard? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking there, buddy. I'll give you an opportunity to rephrase that. Yeah, that could be true, Tim. I know where I live at, most of the dirt here is red and yellow clay. But Arkansas's geology is vastly different. Um, we have the Delta, flatlands. If you took a straight line and drew it literally from the northeast corner of the map to the southeast corner, or better yet, say from the Boot Hill of Missouri all the way to Texarkana, Texas. You just drew a straight line. If you were north and west of that line, it's more rock. If you were south and east of that line, it is all delta. It is like sandy soil. So, Kyle Steven, hope to get up to Home Depot this weekend and get some foam boards and start laying down on layout. Oh, so you're going the foam route. I did that once, Kyle, and I was not impressed. I prefer the plywood, half-inch ply, and then instead of gluing any of my road bed and gluing any of my track down, I just use track nails. If I got to make adjustments, I pop the nails out, and make my adjustment and pop the nail back in. And then people are like, well, when do you glue it in? I glue it in when I ballast, because the glue that holds the ballast in is what glues it in. Cold steel rails, train coming north, just past Valentine. Where's Valentine? Where's that at? Is that over? That might be over on your line. I don't know if it's on the Oxy. I don't know if that, unless that is south of Jacksonville. So, because aren't you? I can't remember. Aren't you on the Van Buren sub? I could be wrong. Or are you on the Little Rock sub? Just south of Jacksonville. Okay. Well, that means if we got one coming, that means it should be here in about 15 minutes. Okay. Oxy. Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at. Oxy sub. So I'm in Cabot, which is on the dispatchers panel. They really don't have Cabot listed as a location. They have Jax and then Waycross. So I'm actually between Jax and Waycross. Jax is the crossovers in Jacksonville, and Waycross is the crossovers between Austin and so. Tim saying I have to get a miter saw, stand generator, and lumber. Got to get the barn fixed. Tim, sometimes Home Depot and maybe Lowe's will have their miter saws on sale, where if you buy a miter saw, or a specific brand of miter saw, sometimes the stand comes free with it. So keep an eye on that. That's how I got my stand. It was free. But I had to buy the big miter saw too. So Cal says I want to go that route, but I have gaps between each modular section and just cheaper to go foam boards than buying all new. That is true. That it is cheaper. Foam is definitely cheaper, and if you plan on moving it around a lot, foam is definitely lighter. So saying on StreamYard can share screen share and videos and YouTube videos. I was saying if a share train video. So the thing about that, Scott, that you need to be careful is if it's somebody else's video, you could get hit by a copyright strike. And 3 of those, YouTube deletes your channel. So that is very true too. That is very, very true. And I like Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's got some good stuff. All right, looks like the signal maintainers are leaving. They might be going down to the next grade crossing for all I know. Where I'm at, I'm actually sitting between. I got 2 grade crossings to my south and 2 grade crossings to my north. Normally, I sit in the parking lot south of this one, where I have 1 grade crossing to my south and 3 to my north. But I had to move to a different spot because where I normally park at is pretty packed. So yeah, if we got a train coming north, that will definitely be good. So Cold Steel Rails, I appreciate big time the heads up and notification on that. Now the question is going to be, is it going to be a train that is exciting to see? Because if it's like a stack train or an empty flat card load train, there ain't much to see there. My favorites are always the mixed freight. I love the variety. Yeah, it's like I said, I'm just 1 parking spot, so I don't have my view that I normally have. I can see the 2nd grade crossing this way. It's 3 blocks away. I can see that one. And then if I look back this way, I can see the 1st grade crossing, which is 2 blocks away. So I just have to be vigilant in looking at both. All right. What is the American flag painted thing behind you? That's actually a veterans mural. I guess it's a mural. It's got, you can barely see it because there's a playground there too. It has all of the seals of the different militaries that are on the American flag. So the circle thing that's to the left of that playground canopy is the Army one. Behind the playground canopy, you can barely make it out as the Navy's. You can't really see the Air Force or the Marine Corps or the Coast Guard from this angle. But that's City Hall. So if you go to like where that playground is, they're talking about like right here, and go between that building and this is kind of tricky. That building that goes back over to City Hall. So that would be what that is, Tim. And then if I flip the camera around, you'll see the meat market, or an actual butcher where local farmers will bring pigs, cows, and they will butcher them. And then they also have fish, farm fresh fish delivered. And if you're a hunter and you get you a kill, or you get you a deer, I better rephrase that, scratch a deer, then they'll process that too. I don't know if they'll process like duck or anything like that, but I do know they process deer. So, and I mean, you could get you a wild boar because we do have wild hogs in the area too. So, but yeah, it's just a meat market, and then we got on the other side of the road from them is a co-op. So, one of our co-ops. But anyways, so what are y'all's big projects coming up while we're waiting on this train that Cold Steel Rail says is on the way? Hey, Sean Powell, how's it going? Hope you're doing good, buddy. Going pretty good here. It is not Monday. It is Tuesday, thank God. Because yesterday was crazy. So, yeah, more or less. Like I said, I haven't heard any traffic this morning, train-wise. There was one day I got off early, and I just came and sat down at the tracks just to see what was happening, and it was like the floodgates were open. And it's been a while since I've seen that. And when I mean the floodgates are open, it's like as soon as the end of the train goes by, you can see the headlight off in the distance. And as soon as that train goes by, there's another headlight off in the distance. And they were all on the same track. And then I had a southbound train on the other track. So, doing good since having a loop reader put in over my heart. Well, that's good. Brad's project is to continue on Scott Street Yard doing some basic scenery. Tim's project is fixing the barn. The announcement video is still a work in progress, so it'll be a while before it is announced on my channel. Well, hopefully you're able to get that fixed up so that way you can get your layout up and going. One of the projects that I have coming up that's not model railroading related is we're going to be building an awning on the front of our house. Because we have a ranch style house, but we don't have a front porch or anything like that. So it's going to start out as an awning, and then later on I'll build a wooden platform and turn it into a porch. So I'm in the process of getting all of my cost and materials together on it. Now, model railroading related, I've got a couple of orders that I'm waiting on stuff to come in. And one of those orders is from Kapler Lumber Company, and I know that stuff is on the way. I ordered 1,000 or 2 packages of 500 of the 16-foot ties to build my turnouts. So they're scale, HO scale wooden ties of pine. They're made out of what's called sugar pine. So waiting on those to come in. Redoing all the turnouts over in Hickory Ridge. I just finished up the double crossover not too long ago, and for Wiener, and that one tricked me up quite a bit, especially on the electronics. And I know a lot of y'all probably have saw that video already. But the next turnout build that I'm finishing up is just a single crossover that goes into a number 5 turnout. And so that's going to be the north side of Hickory Ridge is yard entry. And then I'll do the same thing, but reversed for the south side of Hickory Ridge. And then after I do that one, then I'm going to do Brinkley's, which is going to be a booger bear because it's going to have 2 single crossovers with a number 5. I thought I heard something. With the number 5 turnout going in as the yard entry for Brinkley, but between the 2 crossovers is that number 5 yard turnout, or that number 5 turnout, plus 2 30-degree diamonds or crosses. So, and I'm building that all as one piece. So that's going to be pretty big. Tim is saying layout is years away, but hopefully it'll be started before the NMRA convention in 2028. Well, you just got to get started. You just get started somewhere. Sean's saying, I just finished static grass and doing some more ballast. So can't go wrong with that. Sean, are you in the Facebook group? If not, you should be in there and posting pictures of what you're doing so that way they could be put on the next episode of Rail Yard Tagging. So that way it's shared across any group and picture and whatnot. Skill level, doesn't matter what scale, it does not matter your era, it doesn't even matter your location. So, in a location, well, there we go. Didn't want to pop up for that weird. We have Leslie Gilpin over from the other side of the pond. If Leslie is on Facebook, I encourage him to join the group and post pictures of his layout on there too. And we have Steve Childers, who has adjusted his name to where it says the Retirement Railroad. What is going on, Steve? I guess your ears were burning because we were talking about the last Friday I was on your live stream. That was a while back when I said that, but okay. Well, we'd be glad to have you on there. Dwight says, I've been mostly working on my diorama, which I have been building for a few months. Yeah, ballasting, that's a that's a big one. So I'm currently working on 2 different NMRA certificates, and I've been going back and forth on which ones I'm working on. For me, it's the scenery one. I'm taking a break from it, and then I picked back up on civil. But with the civil is I have to ballast 50 linear feet of track, including the turnouts that I built that are being judged, and the specific things such as like yard ladders and whatnot. So I'm going to be ballasting probably just the main line once I get the main line set in place. So I've got a lot of ballasting that's just going to come up. Oh, yep, there you go. So reminder, no Friday live this week. If my schedule is not crazy, I will probably be going live in place of Steve. But it just depends on how crazy my schedule gets. And I still haven't seen that train yet from Valentine. Hopefully it'll show up in 30 minutes. I wouldn't think it would take that long. I don't know what the speed restriction is down there though. So, but yeah. Scott, so yesterday I looked at your website on track planning and been talking about building prototype HO scale, but trying to get what I want on track plan and just talking about what get anything done. Well, whenever you get ready, let me know. Just send me an email of what you want and I can get started on it. For those who don't know, I do track planning and decoder installs as a side job to my normal Monday through Friday 7 to 4 job. Website, www.trainfreakhobbies.com. Go check it out. We got James from the Dundas Junction Model Railroad in the house. Speaking of track plan, I did his track plan. Some of the other people in the community's track plans that I have redone. Oh, cool. I can see a red signal from here. That's not bad. So, me seeing the number 1 main lit up red tells me we do have a train coming. I just can't gauge how quick it will get here because I can't see the headlights. But the other person's track plan that I did not create it from scratch. I took it and revamped it to make it more functional for operations, and that was the Crooked River and Eastern for Dave Thurbers, which his track plan is actually on my website. And then for those who remember Marty M or M&M Short Lines Railroad, I did his track plan from scratch. His is in scale. I do need to go in there and update the website because I've done some other track plans since, and so I probably need to go in there and upload some others. So, Scott saying we need to show you my different HO scale track plan I have designed from AnyRail, and that's the software that I use. I got the paid version so that way I can do it. James is saying curved turnout gone. I know you were having issues with that. So, yep. Crooked River and Eastern, also known as Crooked Day. We got mom and son train rail fans here in the house as well. So what is going on, Tammy and Ray? Ray, I hope you have been running the crap out of that Seaboard switcher that I was able to help you acquire. That's a good little locomotive. If anybody is wondering what I'm drinking today, it's not water. Close enough. But Lipton tea, Georgia peach. Can't go wrong with the Georgia peach. Oh, Tammy is putting Ray to work. What? I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. Yep, someone's alarm going off. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. But I do see a red signal. Red signal does mean train is on the way. Like I said, I just can't gauge it. So I'm going to be looking a little more often than I have been because I believe it was the last time I was live, I had a train sneak up on me because I was not vigilant enough. So, oh, Ray is doing wiring. Wow, go get it done, Ray. Wiring's not bad, especially if you have, as long as the colors of the wire is different. So if you're using like red and green or red and black, you just know that red goes to red and black goes to black. You're good. So James will be at OBR next Saturday. He's going to go do some train chasing. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, sometimes. I've had a client right now. He sent me his track plan. He just wanted my opinion on it, and I won't charge just to give you my 2 cents. And he basically had a double loop. He wanted to do some type of operations on it, but he also wanted for rail fanning, mostly for rail fanning, but little operations. And what he had was a double slip to connect his outside and inside loop. And I convinced him in taking the double slip out and replacing it to a double crossover. So that way he has the option of running one train or two trains. If he had the double slip, which looks like a diamond but allows you to slip over, that would still limit him to being able to run one train at a time through that slip. So, small things like that, I don't mind. If you got a design in play, something that you're interested in doing, yeah, my signal's still there. So, if you got something that you're interested in doing, like a design, and you just want me to kind of look over it and just kind of, get thoughts on it with what you're trying to do, I don't mind doing that at all. So I only charge when I actually start doing work with it. So like with Days, I took his and we moved stuff to different areas. Like it just wasn't really functional for what he was trying to do. Because he wanted a big CSX yard, but he also wanted another yard for the Crooked River and Eastern. And so I was like, well, you need to have a yard on both levels. I said, don't put two yards on the same level. And I said, what you can use is use the incline that goes around your room as your branch line that gets you from the Crooked River and Eastern up to CSX. So, what's for lunch besides railfanning? I've already ate lunch. I have barbecue. Oh yeah, I've got several double slits and one single slit that will be on my track plan. Double slits are great if you have like so let's say that you got two left-hand turnouts, right? And they're point to point, which means you could go straight across or you can diverge on and then go up. If you have like two turnouts like that, putting in a double slip there is perfect because it saves a lot of space. For what he was doing or trying to do with that double slip, it was doable, but when he mentioned that he wanted to run two trains simultaneously, I was like, that's not doable. So I was like, you need to change it from a double slip to a double crossover. I said, you can accomplish the same thing that a double slip would accomplish in this area, but it still allows you to go straight across and have a parallel. Basically, what he was trying to do was like he's had an outer loop and an inner loop. And instead of being able to go from the outer to the inner with just a crossover, it's like he put the double slip in place of where a double crossover would go. So if you're from the outer loop, in order to stay on the outer loop, you kind of go down and then you swing back up, which really didn't make sense. But no, I highly encourage double slips to save space. And they make single slips too. I've got a single slip on the the switching puzzle layout. So James is thinking about adding a crossover at the rear of the layout. Not sure yet, just looking. Tim said double slip will probably be handy for my steel mill. Yeah, it very well could be. Just the difference between a double crossover and a double slip is a double crossover will still allow you to run two trains through it simultaneously as long as it's, through the parallel, meaning that neither train's going through the diamond in the middle. A double slip will only allow one train to go through it at a time. So now what you could do is you could have a diamond and four double slips and make what's called a double slip over. And that would be like a double crossover, but instead of four turnouts, it's four double slips. You see a lot of those at like passenger terminals and whatnot. And if Steve Childers is still in here, that's something that could be really used on his layout. Because he's a model in Chicago and they use the mess out of some double crossovers or double slip overs. So, so James is saying the steel mill, I need about 20 feet of space for it. Storage at the moment. Yeah, if you're trying to do things prototypically in size, you're going to need a lot of space. You know, unless you have in scale, then you can get by with a little bit more. All right, we got a train. So let me get that camera flipped. So this is the one that Cold Steel Rails was telling us about earlier. Yo, Joe Rader, dude, you're just in time. Channel member Joe. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. And let's do a little bit of a turn. And see if I can fix this camera for y'all a little bit. Make it a little better, right? There we go. He's coming. Well, Dwight, you're no longer the only channel member in the house. Joe is here to give you company. All right. So, guys, while the train is going by, if you don't mind, make sure that you smash the like button. Show me your support and that you're happy that Union Pacific or the Onion Pacific brought a train for you to watch and see. All right, Leslie, take care, bud. We will see you next time. Cam up if you can. Do I still need a cam up, Darby? What's going on? 156 Andrew, Shortbread Express. Ooh, some CSX coil cars. All right, James, have a good one, buddy. We'll see you next time. Enjoy your coffee and donuts. Scott, so do just design the track plan or also build benchwork and core contract? No, I just do design. I don't know if you would want to try to afford me to come from Arkansas to Georgia to build everything. I'm not cheap when it comes to that. So, I make my price extremely high on things that I really don't want to do. So that way, if you still pay me, at least I come out on the very good end of it. Oh, this is my favorite type of train. It's all mixed up. Ooh, Canada. James missed the Canada cars. But in my design, Scott, I do show like your bench work and stuff, you know, how wide your bench work should be. And then you can also access the, you know, the grid plots. So that way you know how big it needs to be. All right, let me flip the camera back around. There we go. Hey, not bad. We caught one, right? Right. So who knows? Maybe we'll have a second one sneak up here. I don't know. I can't. Looks like the signal went dark. So maybe if Cold Steel Rails is still watching, he might be able to tell us. So, but that would be the train that he mentioned earlier in the stream. All right. Yep, mixed rates, always my favorite. I love to see a mixture of box cars, covered hoppers, tankers, coil cars. Throw some auto racks in there. Flat cars carrying car frames. Pretty much throw everything in there but the kitchen sink, and I call it good. You got different type of covered hoppers in there too. You had 2 bays. You had three shorter. You had the 3 short bays. You had them with the grain hatches on the bottom. You had them with the piped out connections. I think the short 3-bay ones that were piped out, I think those might have been for like a ready mix, like cement or something like that, cement mix. So, but anyways, so Joe Rader came in just in time. He thought he was going to be at the end of the string. So, yep, saw some new UP box cars in there too. Yep, there's been quite a few of the new ones been floating around. Just bright yellow, no logo on them at all. It just reporting marks has UP on it. Or they might have a small shield. So, hey, it's better to be lucky than to be good any day of the week. So, all right. So before I hop off of here, yeah, signal's green. I see the signal now. I thought it was dark, but now it's green. That tells me another one's not coming behind it. So before I hop off here, let me give y'all a few reminders. First one, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Fill in the bell and you'll be notified when I come out. And Lunchtime Railfanning again. I might come back Friday, who knows? Or could be earlier. Sometimes when I come out here and do Lunchtime Railfanning, it's a lot of the times it's like I don't know I'm doing it till the day of. So, and I will try my best not to schedule it for 11:30 p.m. Central Time or 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, make sure you fill the bell in. Also, that will notify you on videos that I come out with for layout updates. Or I'm hoping this Friday to have episode 5 of Rail Yard Tagging coming out, which is actually going to have an extra segment in it. No spoilers. So you definitely want to be notified for that one. It's going to have an extra segment in it. I did get the slideshow done for the layout photos. So now all I got to do is do the actual recordings, compile the last question of the video. I'm going to have to change from question of the week to the question of the video. Compile the totals on that and, get all that uploaded too within the video. And then I've got a really good idea of what the next question of the video is going to be, but I'm not giving that away yet either. So I'm forcing you to literally go in and hit that bell. And then the last thing, please, if you don't mind, smash the like button. Guys, that really helps my channel out. It don't cost you a thing. And if you're watching on TV, on your Roku, all you got to do is hit the down arrow on your Roku remote, and that is in one of the options. So, yep. So don't say, "Well, I watch on TV, I can't see the thumbs up button." It's there. You just gotta get to it. So, Shortbread Express is saying this weekend going up to Aberdeen, finger crossed inner city. That'd be cool. We got Randall Ellison popping in, who just missed a mixed freight train. But Randall gets to see trains all the time. because he works for Rail Crew Express or one of those companies up there on the BNSF Thayer subdivision. And now the signal has gone dark. I saw green earlier, it ain't green now. So, Randall just woke up. So I guess the train through my video just woke you up, huh? Yeah, weather's gonna be crazy this weekend for sure. They're calling for rain here on Friday. Um, yep, you missed a mixed freight, which means Kyle Stevens has got to go back and rewind and catch the replay. Oh, buddy, come on now, Kyle. Sadly, going soon to see the inner city host. My chances to say goodbye to a truly great giant. Randall had to take a crew to the Valley Stone and assist the train down there. Wow. Well, Kyle, if it takes you having to make your lunch for a train to come by, I need you to do that more often. Kyle's now saying, oh boy, homework though. I thought I was done with homework. It was a good one, Kyle. Mixed freight was not going by real fast. I want to say it was probably going maybe 40, 45 miles an hour. So, yeah, they run a unit rock train out of there. Hey, me, food isn't cheap. Yeah, trust me, I know. My wife did a thing where she looked at what she spent in groceries 2 years ago for a family of three, and we haven't changed any of our eating habits. Like, we still pretty much buy the same stuff. A month of groceries 2 years ago was like $500 a month. 2 years ago for three people. Now it's like $1,100, $1,200 a month. That's a lot when you think about it. So, yeah, food ain't cheap. And then what'll really mess you up is like when you go to like a fast food restaurant and they've had to increase the food prices so drastically that they can't even keep up with their, the menu. The menu can't keep up. That's when you know it's getting bad. Because, like, I'll go to Sonic and get, like, a Coney meal, blah, 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 blah. And they'll ring up, and the Coney meal is, like, $8.50 or something like that. But on the menu, it says it's $7. I'm like, what happened? They said, yeah, we just had to go up on prices. We just ain't got our new menus in yet. I'm like, really? So, Kroger, Walmart, and that's the cheaper of the stores that are here in town. Keep in mind, three people. And for those who don't know, my wife has alpha gal, so a lot of her food that she can have costs more than the other foods. But she's had that since 2019. She got it in 2019 is when she got it. Yeah, I'm not going to get on that soapbox, Kyle. I agree with you, but I'm not getting on that soapbox. All right, guys, hate to do it. I got to get out of here so I can get back to the JOB, so that way I'm not late. So other than that, Like I said, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, fill in the bell so you'll be notified when I come out with either the next live stream or the next video. And please smash that like button. Help me out. Show me your support. And if you want to support me even further, be like Joe Rader and Dwight Kerley and just at least go check out my channel memberships if you can afford it. Payment is not required. It's not necessary. But if you can throw in the extra support, check it out. I do throw in extras for you. So, and I have been talking to Miss Freak, and we will be doing a 2,000 subscriber contest pretty soon. So you want to stay in tune for that too. Spur and Glue, welcome. All right. Even though I'm on my way out. And yeah, I'll hit Little Caesars up too, but it's even gotten to the point to where their prices are starting to go up too. So things you got to kind of watch for. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Have a great one. We'll see you next time. Happy railroading.